Do you be jamming? Because I be over there dancing like.
I'll be like,
I think I say it every. Right, I think I said it every time, but oh well, I do. I really be like, I was really. Hi
Okay. Hello.
hello.
Listen.
y'all.
We're gonna
Wait.
have to do this real quick. Let's run that back. Let's run it back.
Okay.
One good
All right.
time so we can all get our shoulders in synction and we could get tonight going. I'm gonna run that back for everybody.
Hey,
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey.
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 That's what I'm talking about. I don't know how you found that jam, but that's a nice little bop. It really
I had
is.
I had to find something that wasn't copy. I didn't want to get a
Yes.
flag. You know what I
We have to
mean?
stay
We
in
get a
Yo,
lot of
lane.
flags.
hello to my lovely golden ladies. I ain't gonna say golden girls because y'all too young to be golden girls.
Okay. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Well, hello,
What's
sir.
good,
I
What's
feel like
y'all?
we
going
haven't
on?
been here in a while.
Man, I
Yeah.
miss.
It's been a
Do
minute.
y'all know how much I missed y'all last week? I was like, wait a minute, my body was going through withdrawals. Like, going
I
on here?
know, I know. We had an extended break in
We
between
did.
episodes. We are in the process of getting ready to end our show. What?
I I cannot believe it. This is
What's
our
going on?
seventh episode.
Yes, it is.
I
Yes,
guess
it
time
is.
flies
It
when you are
is.
having fun.
Yes, it is.
We have
Definitely.
three more. Three more
We
shows.
have 3 more shows.
So, what are
That's
we
it.
doing for our season finale? You guys have something planned again, or we
We
just
in the
gonna just
shop. We working on something
work?
at least memorable,
Y'all
okay?
Yeah.
stay tuned because they always got something up them sleeves, y'all. Y'all stay tuned.
You in the mix
Absolutely.
too. Don't act like you're not in the mix. You in the mix
Right.
too.
Oh, I
Right.
know, but I leave all that to the women's. The women
Yeah,
know how to
yeah,
plan.
yeah.
I'm
Yes.
No,
just here for the ride.
we will definitely hint towards what we have going on. Not next, maybe maybe the ninth episode. Yeah,
Yes,
we got to let the people in a little bit so they can look
Just a little
forward
bit.
to, you know, what we
I
got
love
Yes.
it.
coming.
I love it.
Yes. And
But I
you
miss
know
you.
what's great is that I feel like having that time off, having a longer break than we usually do, it
Mhm.
allowed us to kind of relax. It
Yeah,
allowed me to kind of settle into, my day shift and, my other gigs
Yes,
and I feel refreshed. I'm excited to be back.
yes,
I'm excited to be in the room with you
I am
all.
excited as well.
yes.
God is so good.
You really don't understand. Like that break was so needed, and
Yes.
without even knowing it was needed, right?
Yes.
Because, like you said, you're settling into your day shift, and then
Mhm.
all the other things that you have going on, and all the other things that I have going on. It's just in bucket. You two. Well, I gotta call you Sam.
Yes,
Sam, which sounds weird coming from me, but
Mhm.
Sam.
right. I ain't
Um,
used to that.
we have so many things going on besides this, but you guys, once again, and I know I say it publicly all the time, but thank you so much for putting your heart and soul into the Monologue Room LA live, and I really appreciate you guys.
I
Absolutely.
know.
But yeah,
So
I'm
We
happy to be here.
appreciate you.
really quickly,
So what's up?
let's
So
do
what's up?
some housekeeping in terms of what we're doing, where we are in the season, what we got going on tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you all to the Monologue Room LA Live video podcast. We
Bam.
Video
are
podcast.
streaming live to your phones, computers, TVs,
Yes,
wherever you are streaming, wherever you are listening.
yes,
Because the hope is that you will one day say, you know what, even though I can't see their beautiful, handsome faces, I want to listen too. So
yes,
Yeah.
thank you for tuning in. You are now connected to us via episode 207, episode
yes,
7 of our second season. And the title of tonight's episode is We Putting in That Work, We Getting Those Reps In. All
That's
right.
it.
yes,
We have
That's
a
it.
wonderful show lined up for you tonight.
You
We have
guys.
things that are going to happen. But I want to do what we always do, which is introduce our hosts, my
That part.
co-host for the evening. I want y'all to give a lovely, lovely round of applause to our other lady of the show, Miss Boss
That's
Lady,
my
Miss Marina
girl.
Monet. She is over here to my, is it my right tonight? Yes, it is to
Yes.
my right tonight. Technically my left, but via
Yes.
virtual reality, she is to my
Yes.
right. All right. And down below both of us is our man of the show of the hour, Mr. Samuel Peoples,
Y'all, I have a
representing
hat
the
on
men's
tonight because
is.
I didn't have time to get the fade together. So y'all gotta,
Okay.
you
You
know, I
all
gotta,
right.
You
You
got
all
the
right.
brim
I
tonight. That's
gotta keep it
okay.
tight. I gotta keep it right. You feel
I
me? I
like
can't
it.
flat. I can't flat. You feel me? Hat or no show. So it's gonna be the hat. 'Cause I wasn't missing this show.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So with that, with all of that, let's go ahead. I just want to, quickly see how you all have been officially now that we are back in the room together. What have you been up to? What has been going on? Split.
But I'm sorry, Britt. But Bucket was about to say something.
Oh, okay.
What
Yes, Bucket.
were you about
Oh
to say?
yes. People that are watching at this moment, please like, share,
Oh, yeah.
subscribe. As you guys see me with my phone, I'm actually sending and texting people so they can get on board, get on
Yes.
board with it. So
Yes. This
send
is
it to
important.
everybody you know, y'all. Okay, that's
This is important to us. This is like, we have goals, and we really would like for you guys out there to like, share, comment, subscribe
please.
to our YouTube channel, and
Yes.
share.
Now I just
Okay,
got
Britt.
someone that just sent me a text and said I can't find the link. I don't know what they're doing wrong. So
Oh, so Brittany, what do they need to do?
So, as per usual, there's two options. You got
Yes.
two options. Our name is the Monologue Room LA. If you type it into Facebook, if you type it into YouTube, all of our content should pop up, and totally the video that we're streaming live right now should be the very first thing that comes up on YouTube, and I'm sure it'll come up on Facebook as well. I just joined on YouTube. I typed in the Monologue Room, and boom, I was looking right at us right now. So it's that simple.
the
All you got to
monologue
type do
room
is type
LA.
in the Monologue Room LA, and we should pop up on your feed. All right. If you are, having some trouble and you need to kind of like get onto our actual page, we
Yeah.
are the Brown Girl Productions.
With
Brown
an
Girl
S.
Productions, and that's right here. I don't know if you can see it. Brown Girl Productions. That's how you find our page on YouTube. But the
Yeah.
Monologue Room LA is where we live on all social media platforms, and that's how you
Yeah.
should be able to find our live tonight. All right.
Yes.
So, with that, Marina, let's get into what you've been up to. How is things going? I know we have a very special holiday weekend this weekend. Shout out to all the moms out there.
Shout out to
Woohoo!
mothers. We
Mother's Day
love
is coming up,
you.
y'all. I hope y'all
Yes.
ready.
Mama.
Yes. So this weekend I'm going to be fairly busy because Tasty Box, yeah,
Right.
has orders.
Come
So
through,
if you
tasty.
don't if you don't know about Tasty Box, my husband and I, we have a charcuterie business. And that means anything that has to do with charcuterie box, tables, grazing tables, all those things we do.
Yes.
So,
Fantastic.
And it's bomb
um,
too, y'all.
yes, so thank you,
They
buddy.
even have flowers you can eat. Okay.
Oh wow.
So
Ooh.
yes, with
You get
all
the straight up Bambi experience.
yes, straight up Bambi experience.
You Bambiing all day, all night with them boxes, and they give
Okay.
you a lot of stuff, y'all. It don't be like skimpy. It be stuff that
Yes,
you be having to take to go. Y'all be having to go boxes.
yes, and you
Wow.
know what? Because some things that you have to figure out when you have a business, right? You got to figure
Mhm.
out pricing, you have to figure out how to market yourself and all these things. And when it came down to the box and how much to, put it out there for, the box is full.
Mm.
Like,
Real
yeah,
full.
I don't know what you're getting at your other charcuterie companies or places or businesses, but our charcuterie box lasts for, yeah,
A
for
week, y'all.
days. It's endless.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
endless. It's stuff on top of stuff on top of I mean, yeah, just
Hit your
say
girl up.
Just Google.
Let her know you're looking for a tasty
Yes,
box. That's all you
just
got to do.
Google. Just Google
Tasty
Tasty
box.
Box, and
And
that's
And
let
that's
it
with an
Tasty
change your
E.
Box.
life.
Tasty Box with an E at
That's
the
right.
end of box.
That's
Okay,
right.
and
That's
I
right.
have some other things going on, but I can't disclose that right now.
Okay.
Um,
Top secret.
in due
Right.
time. In
Yes.
due time. In due
Okay.
time.
That's it.
Fantastic. All
Yes.
right, Mr. Peoples, what's been going on with you, sir?
Well, you guys know I do have a house now, so I've been
Yes.
working in this house trying to get this
Yes.
house
Home
together
ownership. That's what I'm talking about.
with no money. So so a lot of stuff me and Nas has been doing on our own. So shout out to my son Nas. He has really been a big help to me.
I
We went
love
in
that.
there and just did a lot of stuff today. I've been running and cleaning and wiping walls and just doing stuff for the past 2 months. But
Wow.
it is Mother's Day, so I'm going to see my mother for sure in
Yes.
Victorville. Then I'm gonna go send see my stepmoms and see how
Yes.
she doing, and my godmother, and
Yes.
just try to see everybody that see me as your sons. So
Yes.
happy
Okay.
Mother's
I
Day to
love
all the
that.
mothers. Yeah,
I love
Absolutely.
that.
That is wonderful. I
go
really,
see my
really am
grandmother.
excited for that.
Go there on Sunday, and that's it.
Okay.
I love that.
That's
Yeah,
real simple, real
yes.
nice
Yes.
to the point, sweet.
If I can
Yes.
get to heaven, I would. And if I can get to heaven, take
Yes.
some flowers and come back, I would. But
Okay.
Lord, I ain't ready yet.
I think a lot of us need a little break up into heaven, but
Yes.
You heard me,
in
y'all.
time, in
But Lord, I
time.
ain't ready yet.
I know, in time, in time, in time. Okay.
Yes. And what about
Yeah.
you, Blake? What about
So,
you?
as our work schedule goes, like I said, I have been going headstrong over at the day job, and everything has been kind of lining up, and I had the opportunity to really settle into my new position. I don't know if I've shared this on the show with you all, but I recently got a promotion,
Yes.
Nice.
and I've been able to really kind of settle in over there, and it's been fantastic.
What's
I
up?
like the fact that I get paid more. Amen.
Yes.
Thank you,
I know you do.
Jesus.
Give
Come
me that
through, coin.
20. Give me
Come
that
Yes,
through,
yes,
coin.
20.
yes, yes, yes.
The coins
But
will do it, baby. It'll make you
right,
happy.
it makes you happy every time. But I am just so grateful to all of my coworkers and my upper management who have been a great support and really inclusive and encouraging and supportive.
That's
And
what's up.
it's allowed me to kind of like get all of that out of the way and settle in, and
Yeah.
now I can come back and focus on the show and continuing the great work that we're doing over here, and
Yes.
the fun that we're having over here. So I'm just excited to be back. I'm excited to share another night with the two of you and the three of us, making, I believe, history in terms of what the show will be in the future. And
Yeah.
with that, I'm excited to get into tonight's show. Are you
Let's get
all?
into it.
Let's go,
Okay.
baby.
All
Let's
right.
Let's
go.
get into it.
So, as usual, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move right along into our current industry news.
Yes.
Current industry
Yes.
Yes.
news. Let's get into it, y'all. Here we go. So, as we have made our way into the month of May, welcome to May. I don't know if anybody celebrated Cinco de Mayo. I know I missed it because nobody else seemed like they were interested, or I don't know what happened. But I'm usually really excited about Cinco de Mayo, but that kind of slid past us. But we got
Time
to
is
get
flying.
into the entirety of the month, and this month is our Mental Health Awareness Month, ladies and gents.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I want to recognize that, and we're gonna take a few minutes to kind of like talk about that, because I feel like mental health is something that a lot of us are afraid to talk about and to address when it's not either in the house or with family.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to talk about with friends, so I wanted to
Yeah.
kind of slow down
Yeah.
and take a moment and check in with you both on how you're feeling emotionally, and you know uh, make sure that you both know that if there's anything that you need in terms of kind of like offloading or unloading emotionally, spiritually,
Yeah.
all of those things, that I am an asset and open to listening and hearing both of you out in
I
that
Yeah.
way.
appreciate that. Yeah.
I feel like, this is this is so important for us to talk about, especially African Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
We need to be more open and honest about how we feel. because we can definitely go down a hole by ourselves,
Mhm.
and you are never alone. Um,
Never.
no one is ever alone, regardless of whatever race you are. But in
Right.
terms of African Americans, we don't talk about it as much. Well, now per se, we are.
Mhm.
People are going to therapists and
Yes.
having counseling sessions,
Mhm.
and which is definitely necessary. But if you do have someone that is in your immediate circle that you can confide in and talk
Right.
to, know that they'll hold you up when you're down, and even
Yes.
like hold your secrets and not talk about it with anyone else, then definitely reach out to them. Um, I remember Brittany. Well, me and Brittany met. We met in college, and she couldn't believe how old I was, right? But
Still
but
don't
where
believe it.
where we
This
worked
yeah.
and where I sat right like in the top of the student union, right?
Mhm.
And I remember Brittany and a few other people that worked with us at the school. Even to this day, we'll have conversations and they'll be like, just thank you for listening to me, or thank you for that advice. And I thank God that He placed me there, because that was my assignment, apparently,
Yeah.
because sometimes you don't have people to listen to you. You don't have
Right.
people that really take you serious. They blow you
Right.
off. And
Right.
all of that, I just said to say is that really find that one that you can talk to. Mental health is real. And if
Mhm.
you
It's
can't
real.
share
It's real.
your innermost thoughts and I hate to say the word demons, but if you can't, then
Mhm.
you definitely need to change your circle, because
Right.
you should be able to reach out to your friend and your friend come and help you,
Yeah.
besides you first going to God and praying. But you should have someone in your immediate circle. So I really am glad that we are talking about mental health, because it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I really
Absolutely.
feel that it's a new day. Back in the day, people hid behind religion, and they thought that you can
Mhm.
pray
Yes,
everything away and you can go
Mhm.
get
yes,
a pastor to lay hands on you. But in reality, the demons are actually still there.
yes,
And
Right.
people thought it was crazy to go see a therapist.
yes,
Right.
We
yes,
don't do that as African Americans. We don't think that that is the actual issue. But sometimes, like Bucky said, you need somebody to talk to. You need to get that
Mhm.
off your chest. And
yes,
Mhm.
when we get to the point to where we realize that it's okay not to always be okay,
yes.
then we can move on and get help that we need. So,
That's
because
good.
we have a lot going on, especially living in California. Everything is so high. So
Yes,
we get bombarded by bills, and it can be stressful when you're trying to do everything by yourself.
yeah,
And you don't have that backup, that support.
yes.
So if you do have a
Absolutely.
friend that will listen to you and that come lay on your couch, or you lay on their couch or whatever, and it's just to be there, it makes a difference. So go
Yeah.
see a therapist if you need it, because I'm
Yeah.
going to see one.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, I
And
also,
mhm, go ahead,
I'm sorry,
Marina.
Brittany. I also want to say this. I believe that you always need an outlet, right?
Yeah.
And poetry and creative ways to express yourself is also a helpful tool. And
Mhm.
I want to say journaling. Journaling is so big in my life, and it has been since like sixth grade. And I think I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
But journaling is such a great tool, an outlet that you can utilize to express your feelings as well. If you're feeling like you don't have anyone and you don't
Mhm.
have the money to go see a therapist, get you a journal. If you need a journal, I'll buy you a journal. I'll get you a
Okay.
journal. I probably have some in my cabinet that
You
are
know,
not written in, and I can
Okay.
give you a journal.
I could get you a
Um,
journal. Yes.
that is so important. But to answer your question, Brittany,
Mhm.
I'm doing well mentally. I'm doing
Okay.
well. Things can be overwhelming with so many different businesses,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I am able to release and talk to you guys and
Yes.
talk to my other friends that I have, that are always constantly talking to me and allowing me that open door, and my journaling. So yes, I am okay. Thank
Yeah.
you
Fantastic.
for checking in.
Amen.
Absolutely. And I want to encourage our listeners and our viewers to, you know, even if you don't have something that you need to get off your chest, take the time to have a deep conversation with your friends, because you
Yeah.
don't know
Don't.
what that can lead to or spark for them, right?
Yeah.
And with that, how that can heal them in a way you're not expecting. So
Yeah,
it's just being
yeah,
Yes.
open, being understanding. I think I was watching something on Instagram, and the young lady was talking about intimacy, and a lot of times we get those two things confused with
Yes,
something
we do.
physical, and or something that's for either the opposite sex, that you would have with the opposite sex, intimacy with the opposite sex. But
Yes.
we
right,
have intimacy with our friends, or
Yes,
we should be
we
open to
do.
having a friendship that is well beyond just surface conversations and
right.
surface interactions. And when you can step outside of yourself, inside of your comfort zone, really, and understand that's what true friendship is,
Yes.
you will have experiences in life that go well beyond your expectations,
Mm-hmm.
of how connecting with another human person can be.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I say, um, being more comfortable with having conversations,
Yes.
Yeah,
and understanding that the biggest thing that I've had having intimate relationships with my friends is that I start to realize there are more common things about the two
Oh,
of
yeah.
us than I ever thought,
Yeah. Yeah.
and discovering things about each other that we had a connection with, that we didn't have to talk about, but it was always there, is the really
Yeah.
cool thing about
Yeah.
intimate relationships. So that's just my little spiel, and I'll
yeah,
get into the
and
history of mental health.
Yeah.
I
No,
want to
no.
say
Go
one.
ahead, buddy.
I just want to say one last thing.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a friend who say, "You talk to everybody. You always have to. You talk to everybody. You don't have to talk to everybody. But my thing
Mm,
is, you never know what a person is dealing with.
Absolutely.
You never know what's going through a person's mind, and that one little convo might change
Yep.
their life, might save their life. So, I'm always led by this. I'm always led. It's something higher above, it's something bigger than me who
Yeah. That.
gives me what
Yeah.
I need. This person may need a good hi. Hey, hi,
Right.
how are you? You feel me?
Yeah.
So
A
absolutely.
smile
it's
or something. And I always, you said
yeah.
intimacy. You said intimacy, Brittany, and
Mhm.
I always break down intimacy as into me you see. Like
Hmm.
you
Mm,
see the deepest parts of me,
there
and
you
Yeah.
go.
that's intimacy.
Yes.
Right.
And
Right.
if I am open to show you that, then that's an intimate relationship. And so
Right.
yes, we have to be intimate with our friends and
That's
with,
right. We
of
have
course,
to,
with our relationship. So yes,
because you
absolutely.
Absolutely.
never know what a person is going through. You
Yes.
You
never
never
know.
know.
You
My
have to be
grandmother,
kind to
my
people.
gr-
You have to.
yes, my grandmother, rest her soul, would always tell my mom, and my mother passed it on to me. It is people need people.
Mhm.
Yes.
And my grandmother had a way of saying things in her French Creole, half English, half French talk,
Yeah.
that was so profound,
Yeah.
because we see every single day. And I'm going to kind of like segue, I'm going to kind of like sidebar just a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it too much,
Go ahead.
but it's kind of what we're seeing right now, with the untimely passing, potential murder of Mr. Neely. He needed somebody to see him. He needed
Mhm.
somebody to be there for him. He needed
Mhm.
somebody to care, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the question and the conversation that we have in our more political spaces, in our social spaces about mental health, is that those people are lost, and they are not to be cared about, and they are not to be considered. They are to be cast to the side. And those are the people, really, more than anything, who need
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is why this is so
That's
important, and I
why,
wanted to slow down and take the time to talk about
and
this.
I appreciate this. This is so
Yeah.
good. That's why
Yeah.
it's important that we love others like we love ourselves.
Right.
Mhm.
Love is an action word. So if you see
Mhm.
somebody that's like
Absolutely.
wigging out, or if you see somebody that's doing something that's not really normal, then what I always try to do is consider myself. What if that was me? Or what if, you
Mhm.
know, let me not get into their personal space, but
Yeah.
let me try to make some form of difference so I can de-escalate this
Right.
Yeah.
situation. So we
Right.
all
Yeah.
can, you know.
Right.
Absolutely.
I want to go back, and this will be my last thing, and then we can move on
Okay.
to the movies that are um our next clip.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to being common in ways that we don't know,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you have to have an open dialogue with your
Mm-hmm.
friends,
Yes.
because you can be caught up on this one thing and feeling like you're alone and you're the only one that is experiencing this
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
And you are not. You are not. The next person next to you is probably going through something similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then your friends are probably going through the same thing. That's why it's so important to
Absolutely.
have an open dialogue with your people. I always
Yeah.
say
Mhm.
with your people. That's what I
Yes.
call them. It's your people. That's your
Yeah.
Yeah.
circle. Those are your friends, your family. Those are the ones you can call on. You are not the only one that
Mm-hmm.
is going through this. And that may not make you feel better, but
Right.
just
Right.
hearing their
Right.
journey through it or going through it at the same time, that may just help, you
It
know?
will help. And
Absolutely.
you know,
Yeah.
we always
Absolutely.
have that one person that we go to and that everybody go to who is
Yeah.
like low key the backbone of the family or the backbone of
Mm-hmm.
that friendship circle. They
Mm-hmm.
get burdened as well. They need somebody to talk to
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So we always
Yes.
have to consider what if the person that I'm going through, I'm putting all my problems on Bucket every day, calling, oh girl, this is
Mm-hmm.
woe is me. She may be going through
Mm-hmm.
something herself. So we gotta think, re- get it together, and say, well, first, how are you doing before I tell you all my speech? You
Yes.
feel me?
Right, right. Check in on your strong
Listen,
friends.
Yeah.
That's what they
Check in on
say.
your
listen,
strong friends.
listen.
Yes.
I, I listen. I had a friend that's not a friend anymore. I had a friend
Mm.
that would just call me and just
Mm-hmm.
talk about their stuff. Not
Yeah.
even once ask me, "What are you doing? How are you doing?"
Right.
And I
Right.
noticed that. I was like, "Whoa, what does that mean to me? What type of friendship
Mm-hmm.
is this? You're not
Right.
even checking
Right.
Mm-hmm.
in on me." And sometimes you have to release yourself from those friendships. Anyway, we can go deeper
Right.
in that, but yeah, let's go ahead and
Right, right,
move
right.
on.
We'll definitely have to table this and get on
Yes.
IG and have a really in-depth
Yes, we can
conversation
do
because
that.
this is really important.
We can
Yes.
do that.
But I just really, really quickly, I'm going to speed through this. So, brief history of the Health Awareness Month was established in 1949 by the organization Mental Health America
Yes.
(MHA) as a way to raise awareness about mental health issues and promote mental health advocacy.
Mhm.
The month of May was chosen because it marked the anniversary of the first National Conference of Mental Health, which took place in 1909. So, this country in particular has been dealing with its own version of mental health
Yes.
for a very long
Yes.
time, but it's not sequestered to just our borders, and that's why I think it's really important. This is a people not an issue. I don't want to call it an issue, but this is a people concern.
It
This is
is.
an international
Right.
concern.
Right.
It is.
So all people deserve to be heard, to be seen,
Yeah.
to be regarded, and to be, accepted as where they are and who they are,
Yeah.
and being able to find commonality in the struggles of mental health is something that I think we should take more
Mhm.
time in understanding, in developing a way to combat,
Right.
Yeah.
because a lot of people are going through it alone in a very, very trying times,
Yeah.
especially now coming out of the pandemic and trying to restart. Literally, a lot of people are trying to restart their life, in a way after immense loss, losing people, losing jobs, losing, focus and all of that. So, with that, I hope that this part of the show has at least inspired you all
Yeah.
listening and watching to call a friend, call a loved
Yeah.
one, check in on your people, as
Yes.
Marina said, and be inspired to be either that shoulder or open up to somebody who is willing to listen,
Amen.
because
One more
we're
thing.
out here, we're out here.
One more thing, especially this weekend.
Mhm.
A lot of people have lost their mothers. or don't have
Yes.
Right.
mothers in their lives,
Right. Right.
check on them. That's
Yes.
hard. So check on them and just let them know that you love them and you're there for them. And all holidays, right? But Mother's Day is
Right.
here this weekend, so check on your people.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, so really quickly, I'm going to speed through this because, of course, we are the monologue room, and we gotta make sure we tie in our film
Of
and
course.
television. So I wanted to highlight some of the films over the decades the movie industry has been around, which is a surprise to me. I didn't realize how much of our industry tackles
Yes.
and deals with mental health
Yes.
in a way that is palatable, and I want to say I commend the industry
Mhm.
for being kind of like the leader in terms of telling truths
Yes.
about struggles with mental
Yeah.
health. So here are some of the films over the years that have really stuck with me and are classic in terms of the topic of film industry speaking to mental health. So the first one here is One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, starring Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a classic film, and
That's
this actually talks about the trying nature of trying to exist in a mental institution.
Yeah.
So if you've
Yeah.
never seen this film, this is
Never
a
see it.
great one to kind of get that understanding of what it's like to have to be resigned to a mental health facility, or dealing with family coming to see you, dealing with staff, dealing with other folks in those facilities. It's a really great film.
Yeah, it is.
Another film that I thought was really poignant in terms of dealing with how internalized mental health can be in terms of how you express it in the world is The Joker,
hmm
because we see the Joker as a character from comic books, and he's the villain, right? But when you really get to understand where his psychosis comes from that makes him maybe not understandable, it's because people never saw his untreated childhood trauma, or what he was going through with his mother, or how society treated him because of his speech impediment.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So all of those things are really, really important, and
Yeah.
I love the fact that writers, creatives can utilize a person to their smallest, their most minute aspect of them, to create a character and to build off of that, because we make decisions not off of grand experiences.
hmm
Yeah.
We sometimes make choices.
Mhm.
They may not be good, they may
Mhm.
sometimes be really bad,
Mhm.
but they come from very small moments in our existence.
Right.
And
Right.
a Joker is one of those characters that I believe really speaks to that. And I thought that was a good one on this list. The other one I wanted to talk about is this film here, Black Swan.
Black Swan. I
Yo,
So
haven't
Black
heard of
if
Swan,
you've never
but
seen this
have you
movie,
ever seen Black Swan?
No, I just said that
Yeah.
I may have to check that out this weekend.
Yes.
yes,
Check out Black.
yes,
It'll have your mind going. Like you'll be
gone.
like, wait, wait. It's like her against herself. And that's
Yes,
basically like what we experience when we're going through or going down the hole or the rabbit hole with ourselves. It's like
with
it's
ourselves.
you versus you. And I still like want to watch this movie again because I think it'll be like my third or fourth time seeing it if I watch it again because it's so interesting and
Yes.
how they played her character.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I want to say something about the
Natalie
Joker.
Portman did a phenomenal job.
I want to say something about
She
the
really did.
Joker.
hmm
Um,
Okay, go for it.
the Joker character was such a
Hmm.
strong presence.
Yes.
How do I say this? This is mental health, right? So,
Yeah.
although Hollywood did a great job, they,
Hmm.
it in turn, the actual person could not come out of this character.
Wow.
Right.
So, I'm going
Right.
to get
And
to
we'll
that
get it.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Let's save
yeah,
that
I'll save that
for
for
a couple
later.
of slides from now. But I just wanted to highlight these films, and then
Yes,
specifically because I think I have to say this um, due to who we are and our platform.
yes,
But I wanted to highlight some films that specifically speak to the African American community.
Of
We
course.
talked about this in a previous episode about how some are misdiagnosed or non undiagnosed
Mhm.
and live um as best they can, going around without having the full complete knowledge of
Of
what's
what you
happening
know.
to them,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And so some films that I wanted to highlight are
Yes.
Out of Darkness with Diana Ross.
She
Yeah.
played that
If you
part.
haven't seen this, she played the
She
Man,
heck
played
out
that.
of this role.
Did she
So
win anything for that? Did she get awards for that?
I,
I don't
I,
know, but
you know
she
what, I
should
don't
have if she
know
didn't, because she
if
played
she,
that
yeah,
part. Like, I
Yeah,
saw Diana Ross in
yeah.
played
a
the hell
totally
out of
different
that.
light
Yeah.
once I saw
Yeah.
that movie.
So she plays a character who has schizophrenia, and she's dealt with her schizophrenia in a hospital for like 18 years, and she comes out of the hospital and has to reacclimate to life,
To
Mhm.
life. Yeah.
seemingly as a normal person, and it's very hard for her,
Yeah.
and it's
It's
such
so
a
Really is.
good
good.
film.
It's
It's such a
so
good
good.
film.
A lot of people don't even know about this movie.
No, it's
Um,
very old. I know it's really really old,
yeah.
but if you have the time
Watch it.
and you love Diana Ross and you
Watch it.
like good movies, watch it.
Yes.
Watch it. The next one I have on the list is Get Out, and I don't know how people feel about this. I
I
don't
didn't
know
see
if
it like
people are going to
that.
receive
Yeah, I
this,
never.
Yeah.
but here's my take on Get Out. It's a horror movie, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a movie about abduction, about black bodies being harvested, all of the things that we can really understand from the outside looking in, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing I think that makes Get Out so phenomenal, especially when you think about how Jordan wrote this film. The only reason why Daniel's character is able or is susceptible, and I love that word, is
Mhm.
susceptible to the um, potential harvesting of his body, right? Is because he had some unresolved childhood trauma that the family of his girlfriend was able to
Hmm.
not manipulate, but was able to utilize
Right.
to attack him, to trap him, to,
I'm gonna check that
put
out.
him into the sunken
Mhm.
place.
But they never showed his childhood trauma.
They
I
do,
don't remember
but you
that.
only see it as flashbacks when she's sitting across from him in the study with her tea.
I don't remember that. I have to watch it again because
Go back and
I
watch it. Go
definitely,
back and
I
watch it.
definitely would
I
not.
won't give anything else away.
I mean, when you talk about mental health, I guess I wouldn't so much characterize like put his character as the mental health
You
area.
wouldn't.
I would flip it on the other side because
Right.
you know what I mean. So I don't see it that way. So
Mhm.
maybe I need to
I
watch it
totally
again.
understand that.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna
yeah,
watch it too. I need to check that out because I've never
yeah,
even paid attention to Get Out.
yeah.
If you think about how what we're seeing throughout the whole film is every person who was taken, body snatched
Yeah,
Mhm.
per
yeah,
se,
yeah, yeah.
more than likely had a reason why they were in that situation. Now, of course, Lakeith's character is a little different. He was just happened to be out, right?
Yeah,
And got kidnapped.
right.
But there was something that put them in that position.
Hmm.
The way we end up seeing Daniel's characters, you know, going into the sunken place is you really don't see it at
No, I
front.
don't see it at all.
You
I will
have
flip
to
it.
go
I will
back
flip
and
it on
watch
the
it.
other characters because
Yeah.
the mental stability that you have to want to take someone's organs
Yes.
is
Right.
a
Yes.
problem for me.
Yeah.
Not so
Right.
much, oh, I'm going along with my girlfriend to I,
Think about it. Just
I
think about it.
think
I
about
hope
it, but
those of you who are
I
watching,
don't agree.
Yeah.
you don't
So
agree,
what
but that's
does
okay.
that?
That's
That's just
totally okay.
that's not mental. You just crazy. But so
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. So we can table this and maybe bring it back.
yeah, because I
Yeah,
will watch
for
the
sure.
movie and I can see what's
Last
going
one
on too.
last one on this list that I think folks should watch, which there's plenty more, like Moonlight or Frankie and Alice, or there's so many others that I could think about. But
Yeah,
I wanted to put this one on the list because it's such a great film, and it's The Secret Life of Bees.
I've
I don't know
never
if
seen
either of
this.
you have seen this one.
I've never seen this.
Well, this film for me speaks to mental health due to Sophie Okonedo. She is one of the sisters.
Yes.
She plays Queen Latifah, um Jennifer Hudson. I believe she's not a sister, but it's Sophie Okonedo, Queen Latifah, and Alicia Keys play sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And Sophie is a complete empath
Mm-hmm.
to a fault.
Okay.
She absorbs people's energy and has a level of empathy that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of almost uncontrollable.
Yeah.
And they don't talk about it, right? It's not really expressed in
Right.
dialogue,
Right.
but it becomes very understandable that Sophie's character has a form of what we would consider mental illness
Right.
Mm-hmm.
that is not addressed, and it is kind of like tabled as, well, she's just overly empathetic,
Overly
right?
empathetic.
And so
Mm-hmm.
watch the film. It's a great film. Dakota, as a young
I
lady
do love
kind of like
Dakota.
switching over into
I,
adulthood, she was kind of like a teen in this film.
yes.
Really great.
Yes.
I mean, seeing Queen Latifah and Alicia Keys act with each other was phenomenal. Movie all around is good, but I think it's interesting from this perspective, to view it from this perspective. So
I need to put that on my
definitely watch.
list. Maybe that's something I can
Okay.
watch over the weekend because
Yeah, no.
I think I've seen like one scene, right? But I haven't
Mhm,
seen the
mhm.
entire movie. So I'm gonna dedicate myself um watch this movie and check it out because
Okay.
I've never seen it
Okay.
before.
And I'm gonna dedicate
So we
myself
just
to
got a
that from Get
question.
Out.
We just got a question
You
from
gonna
the
watch Get Out?
audience. Say what?
Sam said he's gonna watch Get Out.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it, and then we'll talk
Okay,
about that on
good.
the next show.
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's perfect. We got a question from the audience. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it up on the screen. The question says, "What about movies like Forrest Gump or Major Payne?" And that those talk about PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And he's specifically asking about the mockery of mental health, which is really really interesting.
Yeah, that's
Thank
interesting
you for
too.
the question. That's
Yeah,
a great question.
that's interesting too, especially with Forrest Gump and
Yeah.
being mocked. Absolutely, absolutely. That's like one of my husband's favorite movies to watch. But as you can see, like he was so smart. He was so he made it through life with. I mean, we can go on and on and on, but yes, that is a movie to notice when it comes down to
Yeah.
mental health. I didn't look at
Right.
it like that, but yes, it is.
Right.
And Major Payne
I
too. You
mean,
mentioned the movie Major Payne as well.
right.
Oh,
In his
Major Payne? Is that what Damon?
Yeah.
Damon?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
Damon
all right.
Wayne, right?
Damon Wayne.
And his character is suffering from a form of PTSD, but they wrote the script
Yeah.
comedically. So
Comedy,
like
right?
the interesting, I love that question because the scenes where Damon or Major Payne is having like this intimate moment with the kid.
Yeah.
I forget the character's name, but he's having these intimate moments, but he's like traumatizing the child
Yes.
at the same time. And although it's funny now, yeah, that is kind of like, whoa,
I
okay.
don't
I
want to
haven't
laugh, but
seen it.
I was thinking
That,
about that part in my head that it
right,
really
right,
I
is.
haven't
right.
seen it in so long. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
But you do
Yes.
realize now, like, having it
It's
being
traumatizing the
confronted
whole
with it,
be.
you realize, yeah, that was a setup to, I,
That's a
I don't
good
know,
question.
make.
That is.
But let me answer your question in this way. As a filmmaker, um the story that I'm trying to tell is important.
Right.
You have to understand, from Damon's comedic lens, he was trying to tell a story the way he knows how to tell it,
Mm-hmm.
and that is through comedy.
Yeah.
So I respect the craft enough to realize that, yes, I'm looking at a man who is dealing with PTSD, but it's being talked about now, all these years later, in a very serious
Yes.
way, because he was able to put it in front of people in that way.
Right.
So you have to respect the way people attack and distribute conversations however they can, in any format they can, because if enough people are interested, at the end of the day you will get to the root,
Right.
you will get to the heart of it. So I love this question. I'm
too.
glad you asked it. I think it's really spot on,
And keep the
and
questions coming,
hopefully
y'all.
more creators can find ways to tackle hard conversations
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah, especially mental
Even
health.
if it comes off funny, you still have the real root of it, which is, something serious.
Yeah.
I think this is a great question.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.
So let's move forward. I think this is a great tie-in to where I'm going now, because one of the things we sometimes do as viewers, we get so caught up in the imagery and the imagination of what we're watching, we forget
Yeah.
that there are real people
That are
playing these characters who are dealing with very traumatic and very deeply twisted internal monologues, internal dialogues, internal conflict. And actors do a phenomenal job of getting to those places, but we never really check in and see, hey, were you able to come out of that?
Right.
Were you successfully able to come out of those roles and go back into your everyday life? And I want to take a moment to listen to Dominique Fishback in terms of how she dealt with taking on the role in the Amazon show Swarm.
This in the Black Messiah, it actually the day we Black Messiah, it actually the
is it gonna play? Oh man.
The day we shot the assassination scene was a day, was like the 5th.
Oh, it's buffering.
Mm-hmm.
50th anniversary of the assassination of Chairman Fred.
Damn.
She requested a therapist be on set. That's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try it one more time. If not, then we can move on, because it's going to continue to buffer.
Mm-hmm.
This in the Black Messiah, actually the
it keeps buffering in the same place, which is weird.
I know. So, but she requested for a therapist to be on set. Now,
nothing happened to Daniel. Like, I had to keep telling myself. I realized that I couldn't differentiate between what I made my mind believe.
Right.
And if that happened by being love, then what could possibly happen?
Oh man. Technology.
I know. It's like you
well,
can't.
I'll go ahead and I thought it was going to play. It felt like it was going to play, but I'll go ahead and paraphrase what she started talking about. Moving in, she was filming with Daniel Kaluuya. Shoot, what is the name of the film? She just said it a second ago.
I couldn't hear, but
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah,
Judas and the Black Messiah is the film she did, and she had a hard time pulling herself out of the feeling that she had great love for Hampton, right? So she was the love interest of Fred Hampton in the film, and she had a really hard time of pulling herself out of that hard loss feeling from that film. So she knew when she took on the very twisted mind of not Dom, I forget the character's name from Swarm, but she knew that she needed to have a therapist on set.
Yeah.
And they had one on set, on while they were shooting, and the therapist would check in after scenes, and she would also take meetings or take, one-on-ones. Dominique would with this therapist to kind of break down how she was feeling about scenes. And there were some moments she says in this clip where they wouldn't talk about anything in particular. It was just she
Yeah,
needed
she just
to
needed
get
to be.
out of
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
space.
yes, and she's not
I
the
can only
first.
imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Right.
not the first actress that has had a therapist on set. This has been a thing, and
Yeah.
I think Will Smith, I forget what movie it was, but he said he couldn't come out of the character. A lot of
Right.
actors I've heard say that it's hard to break from that
Yeah.
character when they go back to real life as being
Yeah.
themselves. And I'm glad that she took the steps to have a
Yeah.
therapist and request a therapist on set. It is definitely necessary,
It's
especially for
huge.
roles like this, because
Yes.
she
Right.
was extremely over the
And
top
Extremely.
yeah.
in,
Yeah.
in this role, and she played the hell out of this
You sure
character.
did.
If you have not seen Swarm,
Take the
please,
time. It's only 7 episodes. It's very
please,
it's a great
Take the
series.
time. You will not regret it. I binge
please
watched it.
watch it.
So with that, I wanted to highlight the importance of mental health overall, the mental health in the industry, and continue, if you're an artist, continue, and this is your genre,
Yes.
continue, because you are contributing to something that needs to have barriers broke down. And if you're an actor, know that your mental health
Yeah,
over anything is
Very
important. The
yeah,
important.
art comes
Very
secondary, you know what I'm
important.
saying?
yeah.
So to Dominique's credit, she took the space needed for her to stay healthy. And I don't want to highlight it for the kind of like the spectacle of it, but just to make sure people understand that some actors can't, if they're not able to come out,
Mhm.
sometimes it can consume
Yeah.
them. And we've had examples of that with Heath Ledger. We've had examples of that with Michael K. Williams. We've had plenty of examples of that over the years with actors who end up having, substance abuse issues,
Mm-hmm.
alcohol abuse
Mm-hmm.
issues, because of their love for the craft, but not being able to
Great
really,
character. They can.
break
They can.
Like
character.
Joker.
So it's
Woo.
important.
Like I think you mentioned, but Joker is such a strong character. The presence of the Joker, I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. It's like a curse. I always pray for the actor that is going to play that role. When there's like a
Right.
new Batman, or if it's a new Joker and it's a new actor, I always pray
Hmm.
for them, because it's such a hard role to break
Yeah.
from. And
Yeah.
as we can see,
Even Joaquin had a hard
I
time. He
know,
admitted.
I know, and it seems like even after the fact, they are continuously affected by it mentally. And even though they sort of break away from the character, it still sort of stays with
Mhm.
them. Even Jack Nicholson, it's like
Yeah.
it stays with them.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
even
Absolutely.
this role, I really pray for her, even after watching the whole
Right.
all the episodes, because that was
Yeah.
extreme. It was
Yeah.
extreme.
Very
So
extreme.
Yeah. And there were a few, more than a few moments where she probably had to take a beat.
yes,
Uh,
absolutely.
so
Yes, Lord.
I want to thank you both for allowing me to kind of like go all in this
I
topic.
appreciate
We
you.
have spent a really long time, and I appreciate you both allowing me to share as much as we have. I think this is a really important topic,
Yeah,
and it seems like we've gotten some great
Yes.
feedback from the audience. I feel like at some point we should get on Instagram and have these conversations in a less formal setting, in terms of keeping ourselves on time and on schedule.
Yes.
But we should be more open to allowing folks to come in and share their
yeah,
selves, and
Yes. I
express
appreciate it.
themselves
Yeah, that's
more
good. good.
Yeah.
So hopefully this will be a launch off pad, a leap off pad for us to continue to create and to continue to hold spaces for people to share and express themselves. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and move us along. I do want to get
Listen to Black
into a
Messiah.
couple things.
It actually the
Okay, Danielle. I mean,
You've been calling her Danielle.
your name right. My brain is going real fast right now. But just to wrap everything up, I just want to reiterate: get your checkup from the neck up. If you're not feeling okay, and it's not something that's internal, but internal upstairs, know that it's okay to seek out help and to seek out some form of assistance in that.
Yes.
And I wanted to offer two organizations here in California for folks to reach out to. The Department of Managed Healthcare, which is a part of the California.gov, is a website or an organization you can reach out to for some free mental health care services, and that's ca.gov, and it's the Department of Managed Healthcare. And the other one is Open Counseling, and they offer subsidized healthcare services for mental health and substance abuse. And that's opencounseling.com. So just as you see it on the screen.com. Okay.
Amazing.
So I appreciate
Really,
you
you
all.
did your
Once
homework, and I
again.
love it, baby. You all right.
I tried to. I tried to. Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and get into more of our kind of like general, current industry news. I really want to talk about this because I don't know what to think. I don't know what's happening. It's really
It's bothering me. It's
yeah.
really
So we're
bothering me.
talking about legendary actor, singer, comedian, all around amazing
So
person, Jamie
talented,
Foxx.
man.
Extremely talented dude. It is, I believe, a full month now, and we haven't had any confirmation on his status in terms of his health. We were getting from open media, and I call open media because it's kind of like just anybody is saying whatever they want. He's good, or he's responsive, or he's up and talking. But now on social media, where it's kind of more of his family, he's doing a lot of talking, or the family is kind of reaching back out and posting things. They're saying that he's not as well off as other outlets are saying. So I do want to, once again make the point that we made last episode, that kind of addressing the full body, right? Because we're talking about mental health today, but now going back, talking about the full birth of a human person, your physical health is also very important.
Yes.
We were told that Jamie Foxx suffered a stroke. There was some information that it might have been an attempt on his life from an outside source. Who's to say at this point? We just know, the three of us just know that he's not, we haven't seen him, and we don't know how he's doing.
It's fishy.
And
It's
it's
so
concerning.
fishy. And
Yeah.
I mean, people say he's tweeting. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. We don't know. We're not
We
there.
don't really
Everything
know.
is
Yeah, it's
alleged.
kind of crazy to me when you have people that follow people like Jamie Foxx. I think it's not getting in their business, but I think the world would need to know. You have people that love him and support him.
Yeah.
People really care about this guy. So
Yeah.
I think no news would be good news, but I think
Right.
somebody should say something like, "Hey, put the rumors to
Right.
rest right now. This is what's going on.
Right.
Let us all pray if we need to pray, and
Mhm.
and let's try to get this, get some correct and real answers, so the
Yeah.
world can go."
I've seen a lot of vloggers or podcasts, or however you want to call it, on YouTube. And now I think recently it's saying allegedly that his health is turning to the worst. And I hate to, if you don't know, if you haven't talked to a source, then don't repeat it, because you don't know what he's going through. You don't know what his family is going through. We're just reporting that we haven't heard from Jamie. We don't know. His daughter released a statement, and that's all we can go off of right now.
That's it. Right.
Although we can, try and figure out what's going on, or be what do you call it? We can what's the word I'm looking for? Um, you know how people have their theories, and
Oh,
yeah,
conspiracy.
yeah. So
Right.
we can do all of that, but
Yeah.
until
Right.
we hear from the horse's mouth, we
Yes.
You're
do
right.
not
Yes.
know what's going on. All we know that there was some things going on set. I want to say this because I didn't say this the last time, and how they replaced him
Okay.
so fast. That really irritated me.
Okay.
Real
But
quick.
Oh yeah.
it
Yeah.
irritated
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we don't know until we hear from the horse's mouth. So all we can do is pray for Jamie. Pray
Right.
that he is still alive and well and doing and in rehab or whatever that's going on. We just need to pray for his health.
Right.
And that's it.
Yes.
That's all we can
Yeah.
do. I hate when people
Absolutely.
speculate.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
prayer
Yeah.
still works. So we don't really even have to know what's going on. We can all just continue to
absolutely. You
pray.
don't really need to know.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen to that.
yeah,
It makes a
I'm here
difference.
for that, if nothing
Let's
yeah,
else.
let's
Okay.
just keep everybody in
So
prayer.
yes.
yeah. So
Pray for me.
um,
Yes.
No,
I
wait,
want to be
no,
on the prayer
you
list
know
too.
what? One thing, let me say, I work nights at Walmart. I do have two jobs for people that don't know. So I work nights at Walmart, and people always come in there and they tell me, you look like Jamie Foxx and you look like Tory Lanez. And I just be like, well, why ain't got these people money if I look like these people? I wouldn't be standing here, Like
Right.
last night, the
Right.
girl told me, have anybody told you look like Jamie Foxx? Like, yeah. Yeah, I hear it all the time. But just pray for the
Well,
Yeah.
pray for me being Jamie, that he get up and walk again.
well, we love
Okay.
Jamie.
Okay.
Jamie has been a part of our lives for forever.
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 When you
Forever.
invite a star like this into your house, and I think I heard Steve Harvey say this, that Denzel
Right.
Washington said to him, people invite you into their home every day. And we did so with Jamie, with
Yeah.
Wanda, and
In
all the
Living
other things
Color
that
and
he did
the
with,
Jamie Foxx show and just
yes.
Yes.
Me and my husband still watch the Jamie Foxx show during the day, and not just because he's in the hospital now, but we've been watching it.
yeah, we've been
And it's like, give this man his flowers, which should have been given to him. He's a dynamic singer. I mean, he does all of these things.
he
He's
played
such a
piano, he's a
yes.
musician, he's a singer, he's an actor,
He's
everything.
yes, he's everything. So yeah, let's just keep Jamie in prayer, keep his family in prayer. We don't know what they're going through. But definitely Jamie is one of those actors that we look to, right? We look for him to be on screen. We look for him to be in new roles and new things on TV. So yeah, let's pray for Jamie, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll end on this. Not to be, I guess I don't want to take away from the aspect of praying for him and keeping his family in our thoughts, and doing what we can, not only spiritually but to reinforce our love for him and our desire for him to continue his career and to get better and get healthy and see a full and fulfilled life.
Amen.
I want to mention that it was reported today, or I was watching something that said today, he's got 11 projects,
That's a
11
lot.
11
that
projects.
are scheduled to come out in the next 2 to 3 years. So this man is not, he's not out here just resting on his laurels. He is really out here
Working.
grinding. And to go back to what I was saying before, and what we all mentioned in previous episode, is that when we're out here searching and hustling for our goals, we have to keep in mind that below the neck and above the neck, we have to check in. We have to do what we have to do to be healthy. You mentioned Steve Harvey, and I recently watched his interview with Shannon Sharp, and that's one, like the talking point he spent a lot of his time talking about was making sure he was healthy, making sure that his body was able to do and participate in all the things that his mind wanted him to accomplish,
Mhm.
So I say all that to say, we love you, Jamie. We support
We love
you.
you,
We
Jamie.
want to see every single one of those projects and some,
Yes.
Yeah,
if you're willing to continue
correct.
once you come out of this and once you're healed in the name
Yeah,
of
Yes.
Jesus.
yeah,
Okay. So let's keep it pushing right along. Let's get into this that's going on, this writer strike. So those of you
right.
in the audience listening and watching, if you are a writer, I want to say we are with
We are
you,
with
Union
you.
Strong.
Yes,
We support you. Um, what's happening right now, of course, is not anything new,
right.
but it is incredible that we are still dealing with people giving their soul in a way
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
not being uh,
Absolutely giving
not
yourself.
having
Not being
a
paid,
direct
said, not being paid
amount.
what they're worth.
Right. I don't want to just make it about money, right? It's not really about money. It's really about being awarded and afforded what is due to you for your
Right.
craft.
Absolutely.
Money is the
Can you
the
imagine
currency of it,
writing
but
something, going to somewhere,
yeah,
sitting in a room with people that's making millions and you're making pennies? That
right.
has
And
to
you,
be.
And you're making
If it
pennies.
wasn't
and
for
you,
me, then the
yeah,
actor or the actress wouldn't have what they have to go forth. So
Right.
absolutely. And
it's
Right.
how can you pay me upfront, right? And I don't get anything other than my upfront money.
that's
I don't get
Right.
anything on the back end like everyone else does.
yeah.
Right.
Even actors,
Exactly.
even actors and actresses get residual checks. I mean, it's like,
Exactly.
come on, like how dare
Yeah.
you? I sit here and my soul, give you my soul because I'm
Mhm.
writing. That should not, yeah, they shouldn't be on the bottom of the totem pole. I'm
No
It's
sorry.
shouldn't.
interesting. It's
Not
interesting
at all.
how you can see the benefit of an actor and how they express or how their talent is utilized to
Yeah,
express and to create in this craft called the film industry, but yet you don't I don't see how there's a disconnect.
Yeah, that's
If
I
there
don't
weird.
wasn't the
understand it.
writer, there wouldn't be the
Thank
actor. There
you.
wouldn't be the
There wouldn't be
I
a
director.
don't
There
script.
understand
wouldn't
it.
be
I don't understand
the
it.
right.
Correct me if
So
I'm wrong. When it comes down to music and
right,
producing and writing, most of the time
right.
the producer and the writer they get, well, I don't know about the writer. Let me take that back, but the producer for sure. But that's
Yeah.
another question. Like, what's going on with
Right.
these writers that they're not being considered as
Ooh,
in
Yes.
high regards?
that's
Because
crazy.
if
Right.
they don't write, then you have no
You have
songs.
no job. You can't do
You have
anything.
no script.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have no
Yeah.
characters. You have no casting calls for actors to play this role. You have
Right.
none of
Mhm.
that. It's a domino effect. So now we see that the strike is going to cause or has caused some
It's going to have
domino
a
effect.
major trickle down
Yes.
effect. So let me give you all a little brief history of what's happening right now, right? So, Writers Guild of America. We actually talked about them not too long
Yeah.
ago because they had the Writers Guild of America
Award.
award
Yeah.
ceremony recently. So this is not the first strike, as I mentioned before. There's actually been several over the last, I don't know, several decades. The first writer strike was in 1960, 1973, 80, 81, 85, 88, 2001, and the longest recorded strike was in the year 2007 to 2008, which lasted 100 days.
Wow.
So people were
Mm.
out of work. People
I
were not
remember that.
working and they weren't working because they were standing up for themselves for 100
I
days.
remember that. I remember
And
that.
the interesting thing is we're right back technically at square one because a lot of the issues starting back in 1960 has
Has
never
never
been
been met.
addressed.
That's crazy.
And so it's so interesting to
From the
kind of like
60s. Can you imagine? Like,
yeah, yeah. So in 1960, the strike lasted 21 weeks. the main issue of the strike were over residuals, what we were just talking
Yeah.
about. So what was happening with writers, they were writing great shows and they would get their check up front for the writing of that one episode, and they would never see another
That's
check.
crazy.
Books have
That's crazy.
residuals, like you just said. Music has
Yes.
residuals. Everything else that has a writer attached to it has a
That's a
residual
residual.
cost to it,
Yes.
and yet for whatever reason, television didn't.
I wonder who
The other
thought of
thing
that.
is, I
Like,
was
if they
mhm,
did the strike back in 2007 and 8, and
yeah.
like, did they give in, or did the people change something? Like, look, what made them stop the strike if we're still back in the same
Right.
position that we were in?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Right.
So that was one of the questions that I asked, and I was curious about. One of the things were that, and here let me kind of like lay it out a little better in terms of like who is not fighting, but who is striking against who, right? So you have the Writers Guild, which is just one entity in
Mm-hmm.
the industry
Mm-hmm.
that is standing up for their payment,
Yes.
respect in the industry, the notoriety, how they're seen, even going as far as, hey, I don't want to be subjugated to an artificial intelligence. That's where we are
Yeah.
now in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
These are all the questions. I want better pay. I want contracts. That's one of the talking points. That's one of the issues that are on the table now. Something that came up in that 2007 2008 strike
Mm-hmm.
was the fact that networks were starting to move into streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and the tricky thing
That's
they were
tricky.
doing was,
Mm-hmm.
because those networks weren't necessarily paying network money, they said, oh, we're not going to pay network writing fees either.
Mm.
So they were paying writers as not basically non-union rates for
That's crazy.
non-union TV shows, but yet these people were in the union and
No.
they just had to accept it.
No.
So that was
Woo.
the newest fight. The other aspect was the networks were moving into phone use and platforms that were
That was
strictly
uh-huh.
internet based and had nothing to do with box offices or had nothing to do with primetime TV. And so that was a whole new kind of like, how do we get over on
Pretty much.
people in that
Yeah.
respect, right? And so now you have it where a lot of those issues from 2007, as Bucky just asked, well, what happened? What happened was they got a pay increase. They got better. I think they got better health care. They did get pensions, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you
They got
you
pension.
work so long, you have a retirement
Right.
plan, right?
Right.
That was acceptable in 2007. This is where I found the information I found was so heartbreaking. Was up until about 2007, the pay rate, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken, dated back to the same pay rate in like the early 80s.
What?
Yeah.
They were
That's
still getting
crazy.
paid the same rate. I think like it's that
Like,
bad.
the
There's
cost of
no
living
It's
way.
that
changed
bad.
There's
tremendously. Can
no
you
way.
imagine?
And so,
Woo.
I was on, I think Marina sent it to me. It was on social
Yeah.
media. A young man, a 20-something-year-old kid, is writing for a Emmy award winning show. He's going to the Emmy Awards, but couldn't afford to get home that night.
Yeah, because
He
he
didn't
had
have
no money.
the money to go
Because
home
he had no
from
money,
the
but he
award
won an
ceremony.
Emmy. And something is in my eye.
But he
I'm
won
sorry.
an Emmy
And he won an Emmy. How crazy is that? I mean, you should be
or
able.
something like that. It's
Yeah, it's
just
something like that.
Wow.
unbelievable.
To
It's
win an
something like
Emmy
that.
and
But
you can't even get home. That's
no, you should be able to afford.
You should be able to
Period.
afford to live
Period. You should be able
when
to
you're
afford.
yes.
Period. When
Yes.
you are a
They're
writer.
asking for a living wage. There's no need
wow.
for someone to work on a project that has a budget of $4 to $5 million
Come
and they're
on.
living paycheck to
Come
paycheck.
on. What are we
There's no
doing
need
here,
for that.
people? What are we doing? Yeah, it's sad to me. And I
That
think about these,
is.
no shade to the actors. I want them to get
Right.
paid. I want everybody to get paid, right?
Yeah.
If
Of
you think
course.
about these, they get tons of money
Millions,
for
people,
each
millions.
episode. How
Yes.
are we
Mm-hmm.
not? That's why I love seeing the cast of P Valley saying that
Yes.
they were standing. I've seen a lot of people saying that
Yes.
they're standing with this strike. People that
Yeah.
have shows that was expected to come on and back for another season, but they are in
Yeah.
the fight with the writers because they know if it's no
Yeah.
writing, if there's no writer, there's no characters
There's no
for you
show.
to play.
That
There's
part.
no
Yeah.
characters for you to play.
That's
There's
true.
no reason for me to have a director. There's no reason for nothing that comes along with having a television show or a movie. And it's
Right.
ridiculous that we're overlooking, and I say we, overlooking the
Mm-hmm.
writers.
You're right.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I stand with her. I stand with. I'm not a writer, but I'll stand with them.
Yeah. And it's interesting because at the end of the day, um all of us wear many hats,
Yeah,
multiple hats in the industry and outside of the industry. And the thing about it is, I've had the pleasure of being able to say that I'm a producer on a project,
yeah,
and really, you know, I haven't been able to say I'm living a producer life,
yeah.
because I don't I
No,
don't know what that I don't know what that means.
no.
I know going to work as a producer, I got phone calls to make.
Right.
I got people I got to check in on. I
Yes,
got meals to deliver to set. I got actors that I got to get in and off the set. That's what it means to me to be a
yes,
producer. But for the most part, it seems like what's happening is, the writer strike is messing with someone's bottom line, who are
mhm,
producing these shows, and they're seeing the residual
yeah,
checks, right? And they're seeing all of the zeros that come in from international sales, and they're not caring. And I think that's the biggest part of the information in sharing what the strike is about,
yeah,
and being able to say, no, it's really not about the money, it's what's fair.
yes,
Because if it wasn't for every single person, all the way down to the beginning, the conceptualized art
yeah,
form of putting your thoughts onto a paper
mhm,
or a computer
Hmm.
screen,
mhm.
you wouldn't have this industry.
Period.
And a writer should not be begging to eat and to live and to be able to get to work and to enjoy life when they're not on a set or
Right.
not in a writer's room.
Woo.
It's
It
unimaginable,
is.
you
It is.
have to do
It
that.
is.
And so,
We are with you. We love
yes,
you.
Yes.
And if any writers, you have anything that you need us to help you promote or put out, let
yeah,
us know. We are here. We are in the fight
absolutely.
with you.
That's right.
Yes,
Absolutely.
All
we will
right.
So
fight with you.
here's the 20 writer strike 2023. I got word from a friend that, because this is happening and it's already in this, I think, going on its second week.
Yep.
There are going to be some more unions, potentially other unions to follow, especially because some of their contracts with the
Yep.
same part of the industry is coming up. So keep an eye out on potentially the DGA and or SAG after. We
Exactly.
we we won't know until it happens, but at this point, writers are out. They are officially on
I
strike.
don't blame them. Get
And
y'all
you're going
I
to
money,
know.
start
baby.
seeing the domino effect, as we said a few minutes ago. You're going to start seeing the domino effect of this
Yep.
moving forward. So
Yep.
more
Amen.
power to you. I hope you all
More
get what
power
you're
to you
asking for,
guys.
and you have a living wage.
Yes.
All right, let's keep moving right along into our, not our movie critique, but our movie promotion of the week.
Yeah.
We have two films that I wanted to shout out. One of which is a international film. It's a British film called Rye Lane. This
Hmm.
film is starring what is his name? David Johnson, but it's spelled a little different. It's not our American Johnson. It's it's a UK version. And Vivian Oprah. Those are the two folks seen here on this cover. And the film is a romantic comedy. One viewer who has already seen the film says it's an Wes Anderson-esque romance comedy. Very
I
interesting. I like
yeah,
that
yeah.
analysis. So I'm looking forward to seeing this film. And here's the synopsis. It says Yaz, Vivian, Oprah, and Dom, David Johnson, two 20-somethings, both reeling from bad breakups, connect over the course of an eventful day in South London,
Mm.
helping potentially restore their faith in romance by dealing with nightmare exes and a crazy hyperplex day. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at that trailer.
Everything all right in there?
Trying to have a private moment?
My bad. Not that private though. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Cool.
cool.
It's Dom, right? I'm Yaz.
Nice to meet you. Gonna meet my ex for the first time since the breakup.
And you're
I thought we were fine. We were better than fine. We moved in together. We had Hamilton tickets.
This is serious commitment.
Right?
So, what happened?
She cheated on me and...
You cheated on Dom with him.
Well, that hurts a little bit.
I mean, I get it. The arms are nice, but why'd she even talk about
Are you just going to sit there and let her say that to me?
Well, she said my arms are nice.
I went through the same sort of thing not too long ago. She was his life coach. Apparently, she opened her legs. All of her underwear looks like this. Seriously, you'd have to sew like 15 of these together to get the pants I'm wearing right now. The worst part, I left my favourite record of his.
Let's go find a record shop right now and I'll buy you a new copy.
But I don't want a new copy. I want my copy. You must have changed the locks. Like I'm gonna break in.
Someone must have a key for Jules' gaff.
I'll keep him chatting. You look for the key.
Move one more.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
No, I wasn't,
Denise! I just caught this boy going through your knicker drawer.
What have you done?
Sometimes you just gotta see what happens. Just go where the breeze takes you. Are you sure you're down for this?
Yeah.
By the way, your man swiped me on Tinder like a week ago.
Yeah, I don't swipe you.
Give me your phone.
Or anybody.
Now.
All right.
That's
That-
so fun.
That's
Oh my
so
gosh.
cute, isn't it?
So cute. So fun.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for
Absolutely.
this. So good. I was just laughing.
So it's
cracking up
been
over
it's
here.
been out for I know, yeah, it's been out for a minute. So if
Yes,
you
it
have
has.
Hulu, you can go and stream that right now.
Yes.
I've been holding off because I want to sit down and do a movie night, a actual traditional movie night.
Yeah.
Get the popcorn, get the little drinky drink, and enjoy that because it looks
Yes.
so cute.
It's so
And I
cute.
totally see the Wes Anderson-esque
Yes.
aspect of it, and I think that's going to be really cool.
It is. I love it.
These two actors, I'm not familiar with Oprah, but Jensen, he was on a show on Netflix, I believe.
Mm.
I think something education, sex education. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
believe he played the
Okay.
character on Sex Education, so I'm familiar with his face. So I'm very excited for this, 2023 British black
British
romantic
Black.
comedy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
love
woo!
it.
I,
It was
I
already
absolutely love it.
it was already when you say British, it was already like, what was the other Netflix drama that came out? Bridgerton?
Mm.
Was it Bridgerton?
Oh, okay, yeah,
I don't know if you
yeah.
guys
That
watched
just
Bridgerton.
came out.
Okay, I don't know if you guys
Mhm.
watch Bridgerton, but definitely get into that. But just to see,
Yeah.
the whole other side of the Black folk coming through. It's just like,
I
yeah.
love the accent. I love European accents on on Black people. I can't say
Yes,
Yeah,
I
for sure.
love
It's
it.
very,
I love
very
it. I love
fun.
their
Very
accent.
fun.
I love it. And we have another one, right? We have another
Yeah, we have
movie to
one more.
highlight.
So this one is for our horror film lovers out there. This one here is called A Angry Black Girl and Her Monster.
Mm.
This is starring, I want to say her name is Kaya, or is it Kayla? Let me make sure I'm
I
saying her
think
name
it's
correct.
let me see.
Oh, sorry, it's
It's
Leia
Leia
De Leon.
De Leon.
Leia
Yeah.
De Leon is starring in this film. And it's so cool because I think it's cool because this is a second time writer, first time director, and he won for this film at what was the film festival he won for this? It's not Sundance, but it's one of the up and coming, like he's breaking through. His name is Bomani J Story,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this is his official breakout for his writing and directorial debut.
Oh, really?
So let me go ahead and give you the synopsis, and then I'm going to play the trailer, and then we can chat it up just a little briefly after. But here's a synopsis. It tells a story of a teenage anti-hero, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm.
Vicaria, who is on a desperate quest to cure death. Vicaria is a brilliant teenager who believes death is a disease that can be cured. After the brutal murder of her brother, she embarks on a dangerous journey to bring him back to life. So this film is not set to come out until June 9th. And this is a reimagining by Bomani J Story of the iconic book
Mm.
Frankenstein.
Mm.
So at this time, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer.
Death is a disease. It infected my brother Chris. My hypothesis? There's a cure.
Your daughter has a very disturbing obsession.
What obsession?
Death.
Just think about your brother. You didn't have the chance to bury him. Just wish I could catch who took his body.
Death is the disease that broke my family. I'm sick of seeing it.
Waiting around here calling you some type of mad scientist.
Can I hang out with my friend?
What friend?
Chris.
Where did you see him?
He talks to me. Ew. He's here.
What are you doing?
I didn't mean for this to happen.
They called him a monster, and he believed it. Death is a disease. There's a cure.
Okay.
First of all, can we give the trailer some? Okay. Can we give
Yes,
the
we can.
trailer some? Okay.
Yeah.
Put that trailer together. Do you hear me? Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yes.
First of all, I am so excited to watch this. I think
Absolutely.
the writer did a great job as with everyone when they lose someone dearly that
Mhm.
you wish that they can come back in some form in
Right.
some
Yeah.
way. And so
Right.
But you don't
that
want them to come back and not kill everyone.
yes. So that whole aspect of that feeling or wanting that everyone has when they lose someone,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
like that he
I
took
like
that
that. Yeah.
and ran with that. I also love seeing Denzel Whitaker in this.
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker's son.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you'll have to figure out who he's playing, but
Yes, we don't know who he's playing yet. We don't
Mhm.
know who he's playing yet, but I'm excited to see him. I'm always excited to see him and following in his dad's footsteps, but he's making his own steps in Hollywood and
Right.
as an
Yeah.
actor. But yes,
Right.
I am so excited. I don't think I've ever seen Leia, and maybe I have, maybe I haven't,
Mhm.
but
If
I
you
am.
don't recognize her, Marina, it's probably because she's pretty new in the industry. But if she kind of has a familiar face, it's
Oh,
because she plays.
the
You know who?
she plays the daughter of Queen Latifah in The
Yes. Yes.
Equalizer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Y'all
she's
movie
been in a
buffs.
few other things. I believe she was also on Disney Channel for a little bit. I was looking at her CV a little earlier today. I think I saw like maybe a Disney movie on her a list of credits. But the biggest thing I've known her for since she's come out is The Equalizer.
Yeah, you guys
And
are
they're in
movie
like
buffs.
season
Y'all
3 or
know all
4
these
now. So
people.
He said, "You guys are movie buffs."
I don't remember enough. She
that's
played in
funny.
what?
Right,
We
right, right.
gonna make you watch movies and television. Look, I have one thing to say.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
movie better add up to this trailer.
Right.
Period.
Okay. The trailer was high
The
fire for
trailer
sure.
was top notch.
For sure.
That made me want to watch it. So
But like I
I'm
said,
excited.
Mr. J Store, and it was South by Southwest. That's one of the film festivals that they were recognized at and got top honors at.
That's
So,
cool.
Mr. Story, sir, he's a USC graduate,
Oh, nice.
I believe, from 2010. And he's been kind of editing. A lot of his credits on IMDb say he's an editor.
Mm,
So it's funny, we had Sean on not too long ago.
I
So
know.
Sean, if you're out there listening, hey, there's room for
There's
you
room
to
for you
move
over
back
here.
to on the other side of the same side of the camera, but to direct and do other things.
Yes, yes.
Because that's what he mentioned.
You
He's
need a
got a couple
casting
projects.
director? You call me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, look, you got half of a crew already here, right here.
Sitting in your
I
face,
do,
waiting on you.
I do want to say that they're highlighting a black male being shot, which is something that we
Yeah.
all can
Relate to.
attest to
Yeah.
seeing and
Right.
hearing about all the time. And
Right.
I wonder how, I mean, as we see how it plays out. Her brother was killed. But that is something that that is heavy in our community, and so
It
I want
is.
to see how they're going to talk about that. But her line said um, they told him he was a monster, and he believed it. That was very
Yeah.
strong, few words, because when
Right.
you tell someone what you think of them in a negative light, they may start to see it. And so
Mhm.
I'm glad that he is bringing light to that. Just
Right.
by this trailer, I am very
Yeah.
intrigued for many, many ways.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other thing that I thought I was thinking about when I first saw this trailer, excuse me, was that it happened so quickly and it was a lot of fanfare before the fact that it was a remake.
Yeah.
But this film feels very similar to Candyman to me.
Oh,
And I'm looking
I can see
forward
that.
to a new. You haven't seen it
No, no,
yet?
no,
no,
no.
he
I'm
said he
saying
can
I
see
can
that.
see that. Like I can see it. You know,
Okay,
as
yeah. So
Candyman.
I'm forward to kind of like this interesting telling of stories, whether it be based on, some real history, because I still don't know if Candyman is like
They
legit
say it
for real.
is. Yeah, they say
Uh,
Candyman is real. I'll send you
right,
some clips.
right,
Yeah.
right. But I'm really interested in kind of
Me
seeing
too.
more stories like this told from an urban. I'll put it as like
Urban
urban
legend.
lens.
Urban
Yeah,
legend.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Urban legend.
So I'm very excited for this film. I'm really excited for Layla.
Yeah.
Leia.
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 Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Mr. Story, for whatever reason, we just a few years ago we got the writer director for what's the film with Regina King and Idris Elba and Lakeith Stanfield, the Western,
Oh, the
The Heart of the
Western.
Fall.
Oh yeah, the Western that they were
He
in.
was the director of that film had only done 2.
Oh,
And
really?
that was, he did a prequel to The Harder They
The
Fall,
Heart of the Fall. Yeah.
and it starred Erykah Badu, Michael K. Williams, and I feel like a few other faces that we're familiar with. And then he wrote The Harder They Fall, and I believe it's a sequel.
Oh,
And those are
interesting.
the only 2 films that he's
That he's
done.
done.
And I'm waiting for more to come from him because he's phenomenal.
It was.
The first film, which he had to put out on his own, was great.
Yeah.
But Netflix definitely stepped up
Oh yeah, when they
everything
put
for
that
him.
out.
And Harder They Fall was dope.
Yeah, it was
Okay. And so I'm also kind of like getting the same energy from this as well, because Bomani Story, he put out another film prior to this one. So he writes horror.
I love it.
And I can't think of the name of that one, but he put out his first
I'm
one
not a
few
horror
years
film
ago.
person. I
You're
think
not?
I think because I was born on Halloween, I shy away from anything horror.
Oh, yes.
Got it.
So,
Got it.
but
Yeah,
once I
okay.
start
So it's
watching
like
stuff,
overkill for you.
yeah, it's like
Especially because you're born on Halloween. So
yeah. So
I
everything is
totally
for
get
me
that.
has always been Halloween parties, dressing up, and so anything horror, I always be like,
Let me tell you, I love
That makes sense.
a good horror. I can go to sleep to a horror film. Like I know that may sound creepy, but I can't express to you how much
Really?
I love horror. And my nephew,
Uh-huh.
my nephew Dustin loves horror so much. He watches it, sneaks it, and watches it, but still be scared. But he
That's
loves it. One day I know this off subject, but one day he said, "I like Michael Myers."
Don't whisper that. Do
He
not.
had to whisper it to me because he knew he would get in trouble.
That's funny, but don't whisper stuff like that to me. You better say that with your whole chest in a bright lit room with a bunch of balloons in your hand and some
I told
candy.
his mama, I said, no more scary movies. No.
Yeah.
But
You can't be
anyway,
whispering stuff
so
like that.
horror
That's
films
hilarious.
horror films is my jam. I love them.
Okay.
I do.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I put this film on the list. So now for the weekend, well, we have to wait till June for an Angry Black Girl and her monster, but you got something to look forward to specifically with that one.
That's gonna be good.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
That's gonna be good.
All right, so I wanna go ahead and move right along. We usually have our guests come on. We had to this week pre-record our guest interview, but because as always we have a little bit of technical difficulty, we will not be able to show you any of that interview tonight, and please forgive us for that. But I will, for the sake of recording and being able to edit this together, I will read the artist bio or the bio for our guest, and I will go ahead and show the clip that I had prepared for tonight. So with that,
before you do that, I do want to let them know that it will be uploaded to our YouTube. So there you go. You can go to our YouTube channel and watch it, and we will let you know. If you follow us, we will let you know. We will send you an email. We will send the link to the interview, and you can watch it there and let us know how you enjoyed it. Go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. So I will be presenting the bio for our pre-recorded interview for tonight. Tegan Rose. So Tegan Rose is going to be our guest tonight.
Yeah.
And his bio goes just a little bit like this. Tegan Rose is a multi-talented artist who has made a name for himself as both an actor and a fitness instructor. He began his career as a sales counselor at 24 Hour Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
He began where he gained valuable experience in working with clients. He then moved to Equinox, where he received excellent training and education. However, as soon as he realized he wanted to be his own boss and start offering classes of his own, he sought out downtown residential buildings. The decision turned out to be a game changer for Tegan, as he found a niche and received many referrals, which helped him to build his business and leave corporate gym life behind. In addition to his successful career as a fitness instructor, with his company called the Tegan Technique.
Go check it out.
Tegan is also an accomplished actor who portrayed Kirby on the FX series Snowfall.
Yeah.
Tegan is also the executive producer, writer, and co-director of the hit web series presented by 2K Live TV called Wade's World, Season 1 and 2. He has also appeared on episodes of Tough Love 2015 and Rumi's Lover and Friends 2012, as also premiered on the platform 2K Live TV. Tegan has an extensive career as a sports model, including a model on Lone Star Show in Galveston, where he impressed the judges at 6'5" and 195 pounds. So the brother is built.
Wow.
All right. Tegan is a former track runner with state titles from high school and college, and has continued to maintain a lean physical physique through his own training program. Tegan is a true inspiration to anyone looking to make their mark in the entertainment or fitness industry. He is a firm believer in customer service and setting a precedent, and he encourages other trainers and artists to take themselves seriously and strive for excellence always.
All
I
right.
would like at this time to show a clip from Tegan's work right now. Take a look.
They love me as your best friend. Introducing me as your man, that could be different. I don't know.
No, I had to double take at my phone when you called. Just crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
At the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. When you're ready to do some real business, give me a call.
Was that before or after you went to see Wade last night?
Guess you don't want this ass whooping.
No.
You got hurt? Hurt somebody? Hell, I've been hurt. Done some hurting too, Shaq.
You ready to let your little secret out the bag?
We're not my little secret.
Fact is, downtown is booming. Just let me flip this to the first franchise of Larry's Palace, and I'll help y'all flip this mom and pop into some real money.
You don't always have to be a step ahead or have the last word, Angela.
At the end of the day, men are completely different than women. End of story.
You're also a liar and sneaky as hell. Look, I have some trainers interviewing today.
What's love got to do with it? Not a damn thing.
Down at Larry's Palace, we all about helping everyone, even the peasants.
Either you figure it out or you cut your losses.
Look, Lance, I'm all for you working for yourself and doing your own thing, but working with Larry is not gonna look out for nobody but himself.
And you did it?
You ain't done nothing but wrote off my hard work since we started.
Yo.
This is what I do. I ain't scared of hard work at all. Never been.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
This is messy. You still train with Wade. I'm a Harvard graduate. T and I are a little different.
You just won't stop.
I don't give a shit.
Contrary to what you believe, Wade, it's actually not all about you. Stop taking it personal. It's business. Remember?
All right.
All right. So
Listen,
That was amazing.
I don't
yes.
know if people know which one is Tegan, but Tegan is the more brown one, the more built one.
Yeah.
Tegan,
Buff guy one.
the buff guy one. Yeah. Way's World is so good.
Yeah, I gotta check that out.
I'm rocking my
You
Ways
got
World
to see
TV
Dwell,
tonight.
and then Brittany was in the first season, right, Brittany?
I was in as a background actor. It's complicated. I don't want to get into it, but yes, I had a short spot in season
But
1.
it's so good, and people can find the first season right on YouTube.
They can find season 1 and 2 on YouTube. I believe 2K Life went back and uploaded season 1. If not, you just type in Wade's World season 1. But 2K Life TV is where season 2 lives. So
And
if they're interested, they can go.
And
and
do
watch.
we have Tegan's handle so people can go and look him
Yes.
up?
Yes, absolutely. So Tegan, it's Tegan Rose.
Can you spell that for the people?
Yeah, it's TeaganRose, Teagan Rose, and it's literally that's all it is, Teagan Rose. On most social, I believe all social media platforms, and then he also has the Teagan Technique. So it's his first name, the Teagan Teagan Technique, which is his fitness platform, and that's on, I believe that's on IG. I don't unfortunately have his website, but he does have a website that I think is linked to his IG account.
Yeah.
So check him out, and please keep us on our toes. Make sure you're checking in and say, hey, you haven't uploaded the Tegan interview yet. So because we want to get that out to you all, and make sure you see that interview, because he was phenomenal. He has so much to share. He's a really awesome dude. And he's still grinding it out. He's, like I said, a business owner. He's doing all of that. Plus, he's staying consistent with his acting career. And he made a point during the interview that, he's at a point in his life now where he's not letting other people define him or say what he can't do. If he wants to do it all, that's what he's going to do. He's now in a place where he's making the time for everything that he's enjoying in his life. And I think we all could take that into our individual goals and aspirations, and say, hey, if I want to do it, just make the time for it. So
he dropped several jewels during that interview, and he said a couple of things that really has stuck with me. And he was like, he wanted to leave the message: you're not stuck in it, you're going through it. And when he said that,
right,
like, wow, that was great. And that people need to hear that, because sometimes you think you're just stuck and you're never gonna get out, not realizing that you're really just moving along. You may be moving a little bit slowly,
really just moving along,
but you are not stuck in it. And I also want to thank him, because Tegan is our residence judge. And I know you guys probably don't know what that means, because you have never been to a live show, maybe, or maybe you have. This is where we have 12 actors to perform live in front of a live studio audience. And we have a panel of, when you think about it, you want to think about maybe The Voice, or maybe what's the other show with when they have a panel of judges and they judge
American
you.
Idol.
Yes,
American Idol.
All those things, right? So all those things, I have these actors to come out and perform, and Tegan is one of our judges, and he helps critique the actors and figure out who's going to win the actual overall show. And so he's been down in the trenches with us since the beginning of TMR, just period. And he, gave us such a great compliment of how diligent we are with the monologue room, and how we're staying the course. And for those people
so
that
mad I missed that interview, though.
I know.
Oh,
We wish you were there. I know, and he just gave us so much life, and that was before we started recording, I think. But he just really dropped some jewels, and for us to hear that, and especially me to hear that, because sometimes, especially during COVID, I was ready. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm done. I'm just gonna lay back, and for him to say that, for
Right.
him to say that and see that from afar, and how we just keep going, regardless of anything that, regardless of COVID, regardless of how many people are tuning in, all of that, we are still going.
Yes.
And
Still
I
going
really,
strong.
Yes.
still going strong. And I really appreciate him for saying that.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. That the fact that, he was able to take the time, and I don't want to give too much away from the interview, but he was letting us know things are popping off for him to take the time out of his busy schedule to sit down and talk to us, to talk to you all, to want to be on and to continue to support the monologue room because of what it is, the shared understanding of the goals that we're all trying to accomplish, and the drive to be able to support other artists. That spoke and resonated with me the most, because I see the young kid sitting in the high school classroom, because I was that kid who had a troupe come in and offer me an opportunity to write, and express myself in a way that the class or the teacher or the teachers at my high school weren't really aware of, weren't really, understanding that's how this young lady can express herself, right? And I can see where we're going, and I'm so excited to get to that point. It's just the diligence of just keeping with it and keeping going, and even in the downs and even in the frustrations of the computer not working,
It's the consistency.
Yeah.
the consistency,
It's
because
and
it'll
it's
eventually work
also
itself out.
trusting the process, knowing
Yes.
like he
Yes.
said, you're not stuck, you're moving along. Sometimes it takes a little
You're
longer. You're
moving
moving
through
through
it.
it. It takes a little longer than others, but you will get to the finish line in your due time, not my due time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
God's set due time for
Say
you.
that.
So
Say
Absolutely.
that.
I'm really
I
upset
love
that
that.
I missed that. I missed that interview though. So, but I will
I
watch
know.
Okay.
I know. I
I
know.
understand. Don't be upset. Don't be upset.
Yes.
There'll be plenty
Oh
more.
yeah, yeah.
There'll be plenty more opportunities to speak with
Oh yeah,
Tegan.
yeah.
Like you just said it a second ago. Time is
Yeah.
everything, and in due
And we
time.
want to have him
In due
back.
time.
So you'll definitely be there on
Yeah.
the next go round.
Yeah.
I'm like low key. I have to say
Yes.
this while it's on my mind. I
Okay.
am actually waiting on us to get back into this to the stage and do our thing like that.
Ready?
That's
Yeah.
like my ultimate goal for the monologue room, for us to be live again, and actors and actresses and people just doing their thing. So hopefully
I
we do
love
that
that.
in the near
Okay.
future.
I love
Okay.
that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that you're excited to get back to the stage.
Yeah, I'm
And
excited.
you
I
handled
love
all
Absolutely.
the
that.
actors. You dealt with all the actors. Just the
Yes, I
stage
got to know
manager.
everybody on a personal basis.
Yeah, so I'm so excited for that. Look, I know time is nearing, and so we want to be out of
Yeah.
here.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and move right into our closing remarks for the evening,
Yes,
ladies and
ma'am.
gentlemen. I want to thank you all for staying tuned. Those of you who had comments and said hello in the chat, we appreciate you. Hopefully, you saw me or Marina say hello back.
Yes.
If you have any questions for us, otherwise, go ahead and hit us up in the chat box before we get out of here tonight, or you can go over to our social media and chat with us, which I will give you all of that information at the end of the show. But right now, I want to give the floor to Marina because we haven't done this in a whole 2 or 3
Yeah,
episodes.
I don't want to take
We
too much
haven't given
time though.
you
I don't want to take too much time. I know
you
normally we
some
have like
casting
3
stuff.
or 4 or 5. I just want to do one real briefly because I want to be out of here in the next
Go
6
for it.
minutes. So let's go
Yeah.
ahead and go over this casting call for Adidas basketball. It's a non-union print and video. This is a casting call, guys. Adidas basketball, non-union print and video. Basketball players, women 18 through 25. Submissions due. It looks like it's a pretty late. Wait, hold on. Yeah, posted on May 11th. So you still have time for this. You can submit.
Time.
Yeah.
I posted
You can submit. You can submit by midnight. I would say by 11:30. This is the principal role. It's from 18 to 25. Women, trans women, any ethnic appearance, non-union, see breakdown. So this is on casting networks. I do want to give you the actual look. It says current lovers and players of basketball, women who play on a regular basis, whether recreational or competitively. Huge plus if a member of any basketball communities. So yeah, this is through, let's see, requesting submission form, Southern California. Let me go, hold on just a second. I want to see if I can give you the actual, it doesn't have the actual casting company, but I would go and go to casting networks and type in Adidas basketball, and it should pop right up for you to submit.
Fantastic.
All right.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We're getting you all work. We haven't done that in a couple weeks, so there that is Adidas principal commercial that might end up being a national commercial. You never know, you might get in the SAG.
Yeah.
Hey, do it. Get on Casting Network and just caution to the wind. Let it happen.
Yeah.
All right. So I really quickly I want to promote just a few film festivals that are coming up. We have the Los Angeles Asian Pacific Film Festival this Friday, so tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Regal Cinemas LA Live 14 on Olympic Boulevard. All right, so that's really cool. We didn't talk about it, but this month is also Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So get in there, support all artists of all walks of life.
Yeah.
And check that out. The next one up, we have the San Diego GI Film Festival that's taking place, I believe, if this will move out of my way, May 15th through the 20th. And it's an annual event that's taking place in the city, in the San Diego County. I will be sure. Oh, you can see information is up already. So that's all the information there. I think the price for the event is about $8, so that's really cheap. And I think it's taking place in downtown San Diego. The last one we have is the Venice Institute of Contemporary Art Film Festival, and that's not until June, so you got plenty of time for that one. And that one's happening in Belvard, Venice, California. So those are the three film festivals that we have for you this week. We'll have some more casting and we'll have some more film festivals for your next episode. So at this time, go ahead, Marina.
And also, Sam is going to be bringing more events that are outside of film and television and actors and actresses, but those other events will be related, to creators and things of that nature. And so business owners and stuff of that nature. So I think you'll have some maybe next
yes episode. I will have my segment prepared for next show, guys.
Okay. And as always I want to offer up our channel. I want to offer up our platform and even our live show as a promotional vehicle for any creatives out there, filmmakers, content creators who are looking to get themselves and their artistry out there. Please send us anything, clips, small trailers for your monologues, anything and everything, your TikToks if you want, to browngirlproduction79@gmail.com. Our inbox is open and waiting for you. We want to support you in any way we can, and this is one of the ways we think we can do that. So once again, content creators, filmmakers, send us anything that you want to share and get out into the the world of filmmakers, and like-minded folks to browngirlproductions79@gmail.com. All right. So
Yes, ma'am.
that is all for tonight.
We
I
love
am so
y'all.
glad we made it once again to the end of our show. Thank you so much for being here with
Thanks
us.
for all tuned
I
in
have been your
again.
host, Britt. Over to my right has been my favorite boss lady, Miss Marina Monet. And down below us has been our man of the hour, every hour, Mr. Samuel Peoples. Be
I
sure
love
to
y'all.
follow
I love
us.
y'all.
Yes, absolutely. Be sure to follow us, me at Nicole MK_GM23 on social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok. You can follow Miss Boss Lady at Marina Monet on Instagram, and you can follow Mr. Samuel Peoples at one great guy 10_31 on Instagram. And of
That's who I am.
course, you can follow us as your host of the Monologue Room at the Monologue Room LA on all social media platforms.
Yes.
We are on Instagram. We are on
Check us
Facebook.
out.
We
Check
are
us
on
out.
YouTube. We are on TikTok.
Hey,
We are even on
Over there,
Twitter.
TikTok.
Did you say Twitter?
We are even on Twitter. Even though we don't
Twitter.
post, we over there on Twitter too. All
We
right,
on Twitter. We on
Mr.
Twitter.
Mr.
Twitter.
Elon, you can't say we're not on your platform, sir, because we are. All
We
right.
are.
So once again, I hope you all had a wonderful evening hanging
Me
out with
too.
us, getting into our current industry news, watching those awesome trailers.
Yes.
And even taking a little moment to shout out one of our interviewees that we had this week. We will make sure to get you that interview in full
Yes,
on
yes.
our YouTube channel and on our other platforms in the little bite-sized pieces that we can afford to
Yes.
post. All right. Thank
All
you so
right.
much, ladies
Thank
and
you,
gentlemen,
guys.
for coming in and joining us in this room tonight. We appreciate you. We love you. And until next time, have a good night.
Peace out.
Peace.